Well, here's a little update on the old Chevy hot rod. I shot just a little video last night, or actually it was wee hours of the morning, this morning, because I just couldn't rest until I put that water pump on there to see if it was going to work or not, and it did. I did, and it did, and we did. So anyway, here's what's going on. Quite a bit happened actually yesterday on this rig. I got my emergency brake system set up. Gas line out of the way. I got a gas line just hanging there because this is my temporary gas tank sitting here in the back with a hose run into it. We'll throw a little bit of light in there so you can hopefully see what it did. Around on this side, and I got my cables strung, and I just kind of loop them around back there, and it works real well. I built some little mounts to bolt the ends down to, and this one I got to change a little bit and angle it over so that it's a straight pull on that cable. It's coming out of there kind of on a sharp turn right now, and I don't want that, so I'll straighten that out. That's due to the fact that that sits over to the side a little bit. It doesn't matter because this cable just centers itself in this bracket here, and so it just loops around, and then this lever goes forward and pulls on the cables, and by golly, she works. And what I put in there was a steering lever, brake slash steering lever off of an old Caterpillar, and I mean an old Caterpillar, like probably something out of the 40s at least, because, well, maybe early 50s, I don't know, but instead of having a boot on here, instead of it being rubber, it's actually leather. So I know it's been a while since they've done that. I think so anyway, but it's got the little catch notches in here, and it works. You know, you just you give her a yank and it sets the brakes, and then to release it, you pop this up, this little knob on top, and I can't do it because I don't have any leverage sitting out here, but you pull back on that and just pop that top up, and actually that turns and sets in a little groove for when you're steering a cat, so that you're it doesn't catch in the notches when you're steering, and then you let it down out of the groove when you want to go set the brake. But anyway, I just set the emergency brake there, and it works. So I don't know, that's just kind of unique. The reason I use that big old cat bulldozer lever is just because it's weird and different and big and ugly, and I kind of like it. But here's the original one, and I kind of like it too. It's about the same height, but it's a little smaller, a little cleaner, and I just don't know yet. I may put it on there because it's original to the truck, and it also is very cool. It has this little squeeze handle that releases the brake instead of that lever on top. It'd probably be a little easier to operate. But anyway, I did get my emergency brake system built yesterday, and I'm pretty happy with that. And point out a few things that are temporary. Of course, the battery is just I got it tight in there. That's of course temporary. My seat is temporary. That's what I'm going to use, but I'm going to put some spring steel under it and build it so that it has a little spring action to it, and I'm going to get a couple of those. And I'm also going to put a cage around that drive shaft, because if that were to come loose, if you lost that drive shaft, man, it'd just beat a guy to death in this cab. So I'm going to put a cage around that so that can't happen. I've got it down so that it can't drop down and dig into the pavement. You know, in the old days, I remember when I was a kid, I heard about a guy flipping a car because he's going down the road, and all of a sudden he lost the front U-joint, and that drive line dropped down, and it flipped him just like a pole vault, you know. Flipped the back end of the car up because the front end dug in the pavement, and away he went. So I've got it so that cross member back there before it'll drop down, but I want to put one around the top so that it can't come loose if you lose a front U-joint and beat you up in here. So that's just another thing on the list. And let's see, another thing, temporary. I got some temporary wiring here. You know, I just got a switch mounted here for my fan, but I did get my water pump mounted, and that switch runs the fan and the water pump. And by golly, it works. You know, when that reaches 160 degrees and that thermostat opens, water starts going everywhere. And so I've got some, I got to get another cap, but low pressure cap put on there. I've got a cap in here on the radiator, and then I put this fill spout out there. And it turns out that was a bad idea. I thought it'd be a good idea, but it's a bad idea because it's lower than this fill spout. And try as you might, can't get water to run uphill. So until the thermostat opens, it just won't fill. You can't fill it from there. You have to go ahead and fill it at the top. But if I do what Barney and I were talking about the other night, that's not going to matter. And I think I'm probably going to do that. I think I'm going to mount the radiator in the back and then go ahead and put my honeycomb in the front. That's just a dummy radiator. One thing I checked out, and it's going to work out real nice. I'm going to get some, I've got a rubber hose on this gas line, or on my fuel pump right now. And there again, that's temporary. Of course, it's got hanging here and hanging in the door when I went down the road. But as it turns out, I've checked it out, and my fuel line is going to go right down through the frame on the inside of that tube. So that'll be nice. It won't be dragging and making sparks and catching on fire and all that good stuff. So that's going to go inside the frame. My wiring will go inside the frame when I start running tail lights and all that. And I kind of had that in mind when I built this frame, and left it open in a couple of places where I could feed some wire through there. So anyway, a little bit of an update on the truck. I guess mostly what I got done was water pump mounted and a temporary seat and my emergency brake system. And my brakes don't work, my pedal brakes don't work because I can't get any leverage on that pedal with them shortened up so much. And so I'm going to redesign all that and put some hanging pedals in there, but I did not want to do all that work until I found out if this pump was going to do the job. It does do the job. So now I can move forward and start thinking about exhausts and mounting a gas tank and a cage for that drive line and on and on. That'll be a pretty big job to mount that radiator in the back, but I think it'll be worth it. And that way I can permanently mount my little hood ornament or radiator top ornament that I'm going to put on there. A little microphone, and I'll do away with all of this. And yeah, I think it'll be worth it. It'll be good. So there's an update. I did get to take it down the driveway, and boy, that was a thrill. Always is the first time you get to drive one. And this is the first time I ever built a car from the ground up. So a lot of fun. Thanks a whole bunch for watching, and I'll shoot another one when I get something done. See ya.